What's up, guys? So we're back. We are going to be all over the place in this video. It's not going to be like all the other videos where we're focused on one main thing. We're going to work on the wishbone and getting it tightened up, welded in solid. We're going to work on the interior with getting some sound deadener in and the blower box and all that stuff. We're going to work on the wiring harness. I've got a battery. I got to figure out where I'm going to put it. What else I got? I got stuff for the rear brakes I got to get done. I got shock tabs. I got shocks coming. We got a lot of stuff. So let's just jump right in. So as I just said, we were going to jump into it. And sorry, sidetracked, squirrel moment. I'm going to work on getting the fuel tank in place. So here we go with that. So you guys just saw I was getting the stuff lined up and mocked up, getting it ready to go. I'm going to go get this thing burned in and get it primered and everything. So, I got these lines ran. Those are the factory fuel lines. What I'm using them for, basically to save me some money. I'm going to end up doing everything up front normal, running my lines up to the fuel rail and the return, and then I'll have to get some mounts off the other truck for those, and it comes out, I mean, almost right where I needed them to anyways, in the factory location. So the next thing I'm going to end up here doing is I'm going to just cleaning up some of these lines that I had to extend and getting everything kind of where they need to be at so that I can start on the next small thing. You know, it's little things here and there. So I've been doing a lot of work that I haven't shown you guys because it's just tedious, time-consuming stuff that is legitimately boring. I mean, I'm bored and I've been doing it, seems like all day. But let me turn around and show you. We got the sound deadener, we got the back wall, we got the passenger side done. This stuff here's got 2 layers on it. It's got the sticky silver stuff, and then there's some heat cool stuff, I think is what it says. Car heat and sound insulation, it's what it says, but it says it works best if it goes over this stuff. You guys don't want to see that. It's boring. It's me literally peeling, sticking, and taking the rollers and rolling it on there. There we go. Lights are messing with this stuff. Anyways, yeah. Somebody get the other side done. So in typical Cal fashion, I start working, don't record, realize I did something that I needed to show. So, obviously with the body drop and everything, I've been debating on if I really needed to put all this back in here. And I wasn't going to. And I got a wild hair tonight and went, hey, let's go do this and see what happens. Had to pull the floor adjustment piece off right here so that it would clear the bottom of the support. Well, it's not the support. The support. The the evaporator box, for whatever reason, oh, I remember why, I cut the lines. I went ahead and pulled the evaporator out and resealed it, put some AC vent tape on it just so it would be sealed. And then this, the blower box. Blower box has been the thing that I've been dreading this whole time because last time I tried it, it wasn't going in. I pulled the motor out and tried to get it in there, and it was tight because I put new what do you call it? New foam, sealant foam on this against the face, so that way when it would close, everything would be good. Anyways, blower box proceeded to fight with the mount right here, which, come to find out, it was just one of these little screw mounts. So I took and pulled the screw out, I ground that flat, put some more of that AC vent tape on there, and it went up in there. No problem. I did have to extend the lines about 4 or 5 inches, maybe. But yeah, so I've got that in there. I can have AC in a bodied truck, traditionally bodied truck on 20s. So don't let anybody tell you it can't be done, because I just did it. The only other thing I got to do, I got to get a new evaporator since I cut the lines off the other one and the other one was leaking. I didn't know that until I pulled it open. We'll pull that open, or get a new evaporator, put that in there. That's not going to be priority right now. That's down the road type deal. And now I'm going to go back to working on the wiring and figuring out where everything needs to go. So we're making good progress. Next thing up, I got my drums in. I've got the adjuster repair kit in. Tomorrow I'm supposed to have a couple other, the brake shoes and all the hardware. The brakes will go on in the rear, and then brake lines, fuel lines. But until then, we're making do with stuff. The cross member for the underneath the engine, I've got one of those. You'll see it right here. Got it welded up, got it painted. We got it painted this color here. I don't know if you can tell, it's kind of a blue color. It's called titanium silver blue. Nobody's gonna see that, but that's just me doing that. The drums, on the other hand, are gonna get this color, and I'm probably gonna do my link bars this color. Valve cover, kind of keep a scheme going on. I think that color with this, if you look, maybe, let me get this thing turned where I can see. That with the black should look good. We'll see how it goes. I know it's dark, but that little cross member that's kind of silvery, the lighter thing right there before the transmission pan, and then was working on getting that in there. Alright, so redoing this rear end, trying to get everything reset up. We busted these loose on the differential housing, and we had to roll them back just a little bit. It's not much, but we did roll them back enough to get the pinion angle on the rear end set up correctly. The Johnny joint is twisted a little bit, so that's going to adjust, but it's in the right area. So I'm going to take and tack these in on the back so we get them in place where we know where they're going to need to be, and then we're going to adjust the front.
See all this adjustment you're going to be able to use?
I don't think I was ever going to intend on using that much.
Look how you on the side.
Oh boy. Yeah, it does a little bit. Sounds good.
It does sound good. Get on point with that. Okay, so you can relax a little bit. Oh, you're not grounded there.
No.
Yep.
This is gonna be fun.
I think that's why you tacked the insides last time.
I didn't tack that one very well.
Nope. I know how you like to ride tooted.
Yeah, because that's my thing.
Okay, that notch is bottomed out and it's still not hitting. You had like this much notch. So I think you're good.
There's every bit of a half inch in there. Maybe a quarter. No. It's somewhere about a half. So we're clearing both of them.
But you remember, right?
Yeah.
You have like this much extra notch.
Yeah.
So you're lower than the ground right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me drop the front, and what it should do
Just level itself
is
out.
pivot out. Is there anything under the truck?
Yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff under the truck.
Like what?
Let's see, there's drive shaft, transmission, and engine. There's some fuel lines.
That's not on for yours.
I mean, she's recording. I gotta have some humor with it somewhere.
Oh, she's recording.
I think we're on tub.
Yeah, you're on tub right here.
Yeah, this wheel's not straight. It's on the dollies.
Yeah, you're lower than
We're
lower than the ground.
Yes, you're lower than the ground.
And we've got 3/4 to an inch now. 3/4 of an inch.
That's your call, dude.
I'm happy with it. Because we're lower than the ground right now. When it's laid out on the ground, it's not going to be that close. And we're not even close enough to justify anything happening.
Correct. Oh yeah, because your notch is still way up, your axle's still way high.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're fine. The only thing, the pinion is good even right now. Let's air it all the way up and check the pinion.
All right.
Mid-travel, check it,
Call it, burn it in,
and that's it. That is it.
burn it down. No, not burn it down. Burn it in.
Well, we're not burning anything down, okay?
And after all of Eddie's hard work and welding and everything, they are in there. I guess technically you can officially call this bagged and bodied. One of the other things that I need to get done is I need to cut down the center support that's got where my HVAC controller and the radio sit. It's also a mount for the dash. Part of the dash does mount to it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut right here, run across, flip it around as I say it and don't do it, and then cut the same spot right here across. So as you can see, I got this all set up like this. Like I was saying before, sorry about the sound. I don't have a microphone. After a year, you'd think I'd come up with something like that, or get one. But what I'm going to do, you can see, I'm gonna sit here and mess with this to try to get it lined up where it needs to be at, which catch it on. Looks like I might be hitting on that. Oh, well, yeah. I'm really supposed to go behind it. There we go. All right. So I'm gonna fight with this, and I'll be right back. Okay, so sorry about that. I realized that I was gonna have to unloosen this support here, so I went ahead and busted those two loose. Those are 12s. You had the 2 on the bottom for the steering shaft. That's a 12. You had 2 10s on the other side. Got 2 of the 10 millimeters for the top. Put it up on there. I got my little marker, striker thing. So I've got it flush down here on the bottom where I figure it should be. I'm going through the back of the hole, or where the bolt hole should be. Mark that. And do the same thing on this side. There we go. There's the new holes right there. I took a 7/64 after I did the initial punch, drilled it, and then I hit it with I think it was a 15/64. And then I took a your normal M6 by 1.25 screw and made sure it was wide enough to go through. As you can see, it does go in. So now it doesn't want to come back out after I did it, no problem, over there. And then we're just going to take and put this back in. Alright, so I think every section I've done on this video so far, when I go to do it, I say, alright, so. And I don't mean to. It's just natural. As with anything, you get carried away and you start doing something. Jennifer handed me the vents, so we started to work on the vents, and I didn't record it. But I did have to take the vent, or the middle section back out. Had to plug in. There's a couple of plug-ins over here I had to get plugged in because they were on the top side of the blower box or blower
Defrost.
Yeah, the defrost stuff. So everything's kind of over and where it's supposed to be at the moment. So I realized that I needed to start working on getting the stuff on my forehead. Pedals in. So I put the brake pedal in, fighting with it, because I realized that the master cylinder that I had, that Chase Bay one, bolt's got to come out after I've already put it in. Anyways, got it undone. Let me flip this around, kind of gives you what's going on. It's very tight and hard to see. Got that off. This pedal extension thing here, that thing, it's supposed to give them a 6-to-1 ratio, leverage, blah blah blah. That is an angle, and everything I've seen for a 240 or anything like that tells you that you just got to bolt it in. So, being the fact that we're trying to make this work with, since it's a 240 one, I'm probably going to pull this back out and drill a hole 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch up, and try it that way and see if that works. Alright, so the last thing we saw, I had this in there and I was fighting with it, trying to figure out what I had to do to make it fit. I had to go back in and watch a couple of Chase Bay's video on how to install it, and realized that I was putting this in incorrectly. I had to make it where this pivot point here is up higher than where you put your initial pin in. So I did that. I pulled the original idea for spacers out, which aren't even cut straight, and it's my own fault. Pulled those out, put this back in there, mocked it up, realized that where the original bolts went in that holds the brake pedal assembly up is now about a ½ inch too far forward. So I'm going to drill out new holes. I've got nut certs that I'm going to put in here, and I'll show you that when I get finished. So here we go. Here's the brake pedal in. We got it lined up. Those 4 bolts are in. Those 2 bolts are in. Those are the ones right there. Those 2 right there. That we had to drill holes and put nut certs in. Hooked up a few of the lines that go to the stuff that's right there, and then I've got the gas pedal hooked up. That one was pretty simple. It was just 2 10mm bolts where it bolts to the firewall. So we're moving along pretty well. Harness and trying to get sorted out and everything. Got this vent in. That was fun. I had to pull the steering column mount back out. Yeah, Jennifer's been helping me with it. We're getting ready to fit this back in. I got to drill the the parts truck VIN tag out so that I can get the correct VIN tag on there, since we want to make sure we have the right VIN on this truck. This is where I ended up last night, getting everything in. So we got almost an interior in the truck. Eddie's over, and he is gonna work on getting the shocks, front shocks set up. He's pulling, we moved the parts truck back over to where it lives now. He's working on pulling an old shock off of that to use it as a mock-up so we can go up and down, no problem. And then I'm working on drum brakes, putting drum brakes together. Those lug nuts go. Ooh, I like that. Oh, behind the silver, it looks good.
And it's weird because it's like, it's close, it's a similar color. Like it's.
So there is the driver's side drum on, and then I'm doing the painting in between everything. That's got a very thick coat of clear on. Let's walk around over here. I'm sure Jennifer's already showed this. We got the wheel and the drum there. Eddie's been hard at work on the shocks and stuff, shock mounts. We got that one there. And then he just finished up this other side. So there we go. It has been a very busy Sunday. And we've got, I think, one more thing to do. We're going to cut the tie rods. We're going to make sure everything fits and then cut them so that we can get some steering on this thing. Can't complain. That's nasty. That's not somebody not caring enough to clean their stuff. The reason she's doing that is because we're getting ready to put the seat in here. I'm going to find my back piece and show you guys that. There we go. All it was, you got the 4 bolts or screws, goes across, holds it in, and then I sliced it right there to make it fit. Yeah, it's a different color. I pulled it out of a Frontier. It's gray. At least it's that. So now we put seat in. recording everything you said. Keep going. Watch the.
Open the door.
Yep, got it going through. Who put this truck up on jack stands? This is too high for me. Yeah, there's a light there.
It's not body dropped enough if you can stand up inside of a body drop cab.
Especially a traditional one. Everybody's always complaining about headspace in a traditional truck.
Yeah.
Man, this video has been all over the place. And if you've made it this far, I thank you for sticking with me. And I guess you want to say ADHD or lightning. Anyways, I'm all over the place. But this thing today, right now, we got it outside with all 4 of the 20s on it. Turned around. We got all, zoom out a little bit. With having all 4 20s, we got shocks up front. We got the gas tank in. We got the link bars, especially the wishbone, completely done. The interior, for the most part, as you can hear the thunder, is there. I got a few pieces. I got to finish getting the underneath part and then the column stuff on. We've still got to do up some fabbing in the back for the rear shocks. Paint work, fuel lines, brake lines. 2 months. I got 2 months before Slamfest. Minus a week, because next week I'm leaving. My oldest daughter's graduating from Navy boot camp. So I lose a week there. No big deal. I'd rather go see her anyways. So that being said, my typical thing to say. Thank you guys for watching. Again, if you guys are into JDM or anything 240, Skyline, drifting, anything like that, go check out Ignition Speed. Use code GarageTreads, get you 15% off. But again, thank you guys, and we'll see you next time.